Hey everybody, this is Al Johnson from the Al Johnson Show, and ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be my review for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be a part of the journey that is the Al Johnson Show, or if you want to keep trucking along the Al Johnson Show, make sure you please do the following. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you click the notification bell whenever new videos are released. Let's begin. Folks, so I got a chance to see Guardians of the Galaxy 3 when it hit Disney Plus. I believe the day or so after its release, after its streaming debut, and going into it, I'm a big fan of the Guardians. Like, I really liked the first movie. The second movie, kind of underrated. There were some things that I didn't like about the movie. I thought some of the jokes were a bit too far, and some of the characterizations didn't make any sense. I loved the holiday special. I Am Groot season 1. It was. I mean, it's harmless. It's harmless. Fun for kids, but. And also, what else? Oh, they were great in Infinity War, minus Star-Lord almost trying to basically contributing to half of the universe being destroyed, which, spoiler alert, well, first there will be spoilers in this movie, but also spoiler alert, he acknowledged it in this movie, even bringing it up. Oh, I was basically responsible for half of the universe being destroyed, which was hilarious. But also, they came back in a big way in Endgame, but because Gamora died in Infinity War, they brought Gamora from 2014, basically pre-Guardians 1, in which she's still a savage killer. And then they, minus 2014 Gamora, appeared in Thor Love and Thunder, which arguably was a lackluster appearance. They were only there for the first half, the first half of the first act, and then they left. But for this movie, not just because I'm a Guardians fan, but also because, let's keep it real, y'all, the MCU is in creative disarray. While there are some MCU projects post Endgame I've really enjoyed, there are also those that I thought were solid or decent or just a big old eh. So coming into this, and also this is the second project of Phase 5 after Quantumania stumbled. I enjoyed Quantumania, but whatever. So going into this, and also this was coming out, well, as far as theatrically, it was coming out before Secret Invasion hit. Now, as you guys know, I would talk about Secret Invasion, all 6 episodes. But we're here to talk about the Guardians. And folks, I really love this movie. Sometimes I'm debating whether or not this or Part 1 is my favorite. And also, guys, I gotta tell you, it is a near perfect movie in every shape, in every way imaginable. It's a near perfect movie. Like, the character arcs were nearly perfect. The soundtrack, Awesome Mix Volume 3, honestly, maybe to me the most consistent soundtrack, because as soon as a song plays, you already feel a vibe for what's going to go down in this scene, in this day and time. We got some new characters, not a whole lot, but we got some new characters. We got some returning characters. And we basically had the origin, basically one of the most tragic origin stories in the MCU with Rocket Raccoon. And speaking of Rocket Raccoon, now I've debated for a while whether or not he was my favorite Guardian, because for a while Peter Quill was my favorite Guardian. Then it switched to Gamora. Then it switched to Groot. Then it switched to Mantis. Now I can unequivocally say my favorite Guardian is Rocket. The backstory for Rocket Raccoon is almost sad to put into words. His backstory is messed up. Messed up to the point that nearly every other time we went back to his origin, I nearly broke down in tears. That's how powerful it was. Hold on a second. And now we're back. Sorry, had to get away from a big dog, from my little one. But yeah, back to Rocket. Rocket's origin was truly gut-wrenching. Now, I did my best to suppress the tears, but trust me, you guys, they almost came out. To a lot of y'all, they came out basically from scene 1. The tears were already there. Like so many character arcs in this. I mean, we had Mantis and Drax dealing with their little special relationship, and just the way they talk to each other, and the way they diss each other, it would never not be funny. Seriously, the whole thing of what the Mantis say near the end, it's not his fault he's stupid, but he makes us laugh and he loves us and he doesn't hate himself. And Drax's like, I don't think I appreciate this defense. You think I'm stupid? Yes. That hurt. Like, speaking of the humor, like the humor in this, it might be the best humor of the Guardians franchise, where I was like cracking up nearly every other second. Nebula might be the MVP. Well, she might be the third MVP of the franchise. I mean, she started out as a daughter of Thanos, a straight up villain, and nearly every other time we see her, we see more and more progression of her character. I mean, if your heart didn't drop when she broke down crying in relief because Rocket was okay, as soon as she heard his voice, if your heart wasn't full hearing that, you must not have a soul. Also, Peter Quill, Chris Pratt, listen, however you feel about him personally or morally is irrelevant. He's a great actor. I mean, like I said, spoilers, just the scene where, like, at first Rocket quote unquote dies, and then just the screams of Peter Quill seeing that his friend flatlined, just the scream from Peter Quill, like the expression on his face, and just him screaming, "I ain't letting him go," and kept giving him chest pumps. And the way he acted throughout this movie. Oh, they also mentioned that apparently Star-Lord, he was doing everything on a hangover, because he started out the movie mad drunk. Just to bring that up. Also, Adam Warlock. Listen, I like Adam Warlock, but I can tell that people who love Adam Warlock, people who know Adam Warlock from the comics, from Infinity Gauntlet, are strongly disappointed with how he was portrayed in this movie and how he came off. Listen, the whole point of the MCU is to not be like the comics, or not do things straight up from the comics. They have to do their own takes. And for me personally, considering where he ended up at the end, where he became a Guardian of the Galaxy, honestly, he's solid in my book. I look forward to seeing more from him. Rocket's friends, Lila, Teeps, and Floor, man, Floor broke my heart, man. She was a pure soul, man. Just the way she spoke, just And Lila, we finally see Rocket's girl, Lila, and oh, by the way, voiced by Linda Cardellini, Velma from Scooby-Doo, Hawkeye's wife. Man, and just her voice as Lila, man. And the way she vocalized Lila, beautiful. The High Evolutionary, played by, I don't want to get his name wrong, Chukwudi Owuji. I think that's how you say his name. Who was Mun, aka the Butterfly from Peacemaker season 1. Man, not only is he my favorite Guardians villain, but he might be the most detestable villain, or one of the most detestable villains in the MCU. The way he experimented on animals, the way he mistreated them, the way he talked down to them. I mean, you could tell this guy knew the character he was finna play. And if you were excited when he got his comeuppance, then he did his job well. The CG, the special effects were real good. There were certain shots where you could tell that it stood out, but for the most part, they were incredible. Like I said, Awesome Mix Volume 3, very consistent. The hallway fight scene with No Sleep Till Brooklyn. Come on now. That might be one of the best, maybe the greatest MCU action sequences I've ever seen. And then the scene where the Guardians one by one tore up the High Evolutionary. If that didn't give you massive serotonin, I don't know what to tell you. And just, did I also mention how emotional this movie is? Because this movie was mad emotional. And look, there's so many things to say. I mean, I'm not saying anything that hasn't already been said by other people, but I'm just saying, guys, the emotionality, the production was amazing. James Gunn, man, if this is what I can expect from him running the DCU and what he does with Superman Legacy, I'm all in, man. James Gunn, you already have my vote, but after seeing this, I'm like, give him everything. Also, the post-credit scenes, where one, we get the new Guardians, led by Rocket. Because the team that we know is going their separate ways. And just the way they ended that movie initially with Dark Days Are Over, which has become popular again, thanks to this movie. And now I can't get it out of my head. The song's stuck in my head. I love that song. Peter Quill going back to see his grandfather. That was beautiful. Drax, who's like, people who dance are idiots, starts dancing. Very silly, but it was beautiful.
I was going to say, yo, do you see anybody with a red T-shirt passing by?
Anyway, guys, I'm back. I'm back. Sorry about that. I was crossing. I was moving around, and then what you heard was from somebody. Was from one of the police talking to somebody else. Apologies. So yeah, this movie is freaking amazing. But yeah, the new Guardians. I hope we see them again, because you can't tease that, oh, this is our new team, and they don't show up again. I'm just saying. And Groot saying, I love you guys, but he said it in a way where we could finally understand him. After all these years of hearing other people translate for him, we get to finally hear what he said. And also, man, the other scene with post-credit scene with Star-Lord, teasing his return. Even though everyone else, for the most part, says they're done after this, Chris Pratt, he never said he was done, so I could see him coming back. And honestly, guys, there's not really much else I could say. This movie is near perfection. I implore you guys, go see this movie. This movie, man. Sorry about that. Grimes, my Grimes tried to mess with somebody, but anyways, guys, there's nothing else for me to say. I really love this movie. If you're still down on Marvel, which I don't know why, go see this movie if you have not seen it already. And that's all I can say, man. Let me know down below, what do you guys think about Guardians of the Galaxy 3? This is near perfection. I love this movie so much. That's it for the Al Joseph Show, guys. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, click the notification bell and all that. And as always, guys, remember, I've been Al Johnson and you're not. Thank you, Guardians.